Imagine walking away with $800 million from an NBA team that you didn't even own. This is exactly what happened to two brothers from New Jersey. Ozzie and Daniel Silna turned a failing ABA franchise in a $1 million investment into one of the greatest long-term deals in sports history. And the wildest part, their team hasn't played a game since 1976. I'm Bueno Sinde, and this is The Underrated. We share stories that showcase game-changing strategies and moments that shape business, music, sports, and culture as we know it today. So let's rewind back to 1974. The Silna brothers weren't sports executives. They were two businessmen who sold a piece of their polyester company, and they were looking for their next move. The NBA was established, but the ABA was the wild, flashy league that challenged the NBA. They had the colorful ball, they popularized the three-point line, and they had stars like Dr. J as the face of the league. The Silnas decided to be owners in the league and bought the Carolina Cougars for $1 million. Their first order of business was moving the team to St. Louis and renaming them the Spirits of St. Louis. On paper, this looked like a great move. At the time, St. Louis was the largest US city without a professional basketball team. On the court, the team was entertaining to watch. They had young talent like Maurice Lucas and Marvin Barnes who'd fill the arena. And if you're watching from home, you'd have a young Bob Costas in the broadcast booth calling all the games. But off the court, the ABA was collapsing and the league could not survive any longer. In 1976, the NBA decided to step in and absorb 4 teams from the ABA. Those teams were the Nuggets, the Pacers, Spurs, and the Nets. For the other remaining teams, they were offered buyouts to fold. A team like the Kentucky Colonels accepted $3 million to disappear, and the other franchises just shut down completely. The Silna brothers were offered money too, but they saw the situation a little bit differently. Instead of taking a cash payout, the Silnas and their lawyer Donald Shupak proposed something different. They wanted a percentage of the TV revenue from the 4 ABA teams joining the NBA. They didn't want a one-time check or equity. They wanted the TV revenue in perpetuity. At the time, this looked completely pointless. The NBA was not the global powerhouse as we know it today. During this time, their games were on tape delay and the TV contracts were modest at best. Michael Jordan hadn't entered the league yet, and the billion-dollar deals weren't even there. Most people thought they were crazy for turning down guaranteed money. $3 million in 1976 is the equivalent of turning down $25 million today. It was a lot of money, but the Silnas saw something others didn't. They believed basketball was going to grow, and if it did, television was going to be the engine for it. The deal they secured gave them 1/7 of the TV revenue share allocated to the 4 former ABA teams. This was roughly 57% of a full team's media cut, and they were going to be getting this forever. The deal goes through, but nothing happens over the next several years. They kept waiting and waiting and waiting. Then slowly but surely, everything they had predicted started to happen. In the 1980s, the NBA saw Magic Johnson and Larry Bird revive the league. Then in the 90s, Michael Jordan took the game and the league to a whole other level. He became a cultural icon with the dynasty he built with the Bulls and attracted a global audience. With every new television deal, the checks to the Silnas just grew larger and larger. In 1997, the NBA signed a $2.6 billion broadcast deal, which was followed by another $4.6 billion deal in 2002. By the early 2000s, the Silna brothers were collecting roughly $20 to $25 million per year for games they had nothing to do with. Their franchise hadn't existed for decades, but their claws did. And when the NBA signed another massive media deal in 2014, the league decided it was time to end it. The final buyout, roughly $500 million. When it was all said and done, the Silna brothers walked away with nearly $800 million from the NBA for a team that hadn't played a game since 1976. This wasn't luck, but it was long-term leverage and foresight to see what professional basketball could become at that time. While other owners chose immediate certainty, the Silnas chose the uncertain upside. They tied themselves not to a team, but to the growth of the NBA itself. Would you have taken that $3 million in 1976, or would you have bet on the future of television? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We release videos like this every Wednesday on YouTube.